played lights out a few times I saw him. He's looking pretty good. I'm not disrespecting Philadelphia. They are the champs, and I picked them last year. And I won big with the Super Bowl, and they destroyed Kansas City. I understand all that, but that's then. This is now. They've had some changes, too, and they've had some defensive pieces shuffled here and there, too. This is nowhere near the Philadelphia team that we had last year. The core is still there, but some of the core pieces got moved around, and they're no longer with the team or whatever. Okay, so pick number 2, we're taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's home underdog, getting 3.5. Home for the best. The next one, I'm doing something stupid I shouldn't be doing either. Pick number 3, we're taking the Atlanta Falcons. Now on Fishzhang's contest, in the Hilton SUPE contest, the lines are fixed, like I said, so this is to our advantage. We're getting the Falcons plus a point. But right now, I'm looking at it as film time right now. Look at the FanDuel. It's Atlanta Falcons minus 2.5. That's because Terry McLaurin's come on an injury report. He might not play. Jaden Daniels might not play for the quarterback for the Commanders. But, even if the Commanders had full strength, I mean, take a look at this Atlanta team. They just got shellacked by Carolina Panthers 30-0. And here's the kicker. The Falcons outgained the Panthers. They beat them in the yardage. They beat them in this, beat them in that. But they accept the score. The Falcons look... I haven't watched that game either. I got the NFL Rewind. I'll start watching the games. But my friends told me they look like dog doo-doo. And I'm sure they're humiliated. They're more red-faced in this Keep America Great Again hat. I would not want to be an Atlanta Falcon player in that camp and practice all week. I know they got this newer guy as a coach and everything. I understand all that. It's not a good situation. I think it's a good bounce-back possibility for the Falcons to show, hey, you know what? We can do this. And we're home. We got to do this. I'm going to take the Falcons, and they're only getting 16% of the bet money coming in. Washington Commanders getting 84%. I mean, that's huge. And I see that. I'm going to take a shot here. Next game. We're taking the Houston Texans minus 7. I know they're 0-3 team, facing an 0-3 team, the Tennessee Titans. And Cam Ward's going to be good, and Tennessee's got a good defense. They're going to turn it around. But Houston's played 3 games, and they're 0-3. D'Amico Ryans, he's a newer coach, and he's starting to realize how hard this can really be. But he's young enough, and I think he's sharp enough. He knows they got to get off the schneid. This is the perfect game to get off the schneid, get their first win. If they go 0-4 and they lose to this Tennessee Titans team, demoralization sits in, and I think the season's going to be over for them. They have such a great season last year, and C.J. Stroud's he's not looking too good as quarterback for the Texans, but his offensive line's not protecting him. He's running on almost every drop back. That's not good. He's got the highest percentage of scrambling in the pocket than any other quarterback in the first 3 games this year. I'm afraid to look at last year, but they were good enough to overcome that weakness of the offensive line. They got to protect the quarterback a little better. But I think they will against Tennessee. I think they know that they got to do it. They got to get off the schneid. They got to do this. I think they'll win the game. I think they'll cover the 7. I'm looking for an ass beating here. I'm looking for something like 44-13 or something like that. That's the kind of game I'm looking at. And Tennessee they'll get there, but I'm not impressed with their coach. He's making some dumb decisions. And that's all I want to talk about that. So let's get to pick number 5. And this is another one. I'm doing something that maybe I shouldn't be doing. We're taking the Baltimore Ravens minus 2.5. They're at Kansas City. Kansas City got off their schneid, but they beat the Giants. But you know what? I watched that game. Kansas City didn't look all that good. They didn't look like the Kansas City of old. They didn't look like the Kansas City that beat Baltimore in that playoff game a couple years ago. They looked like world-class beater. I mean, they just... I knew then they were going to win the Super Bowl the other year because how that one game looked in the first half against the Ravens at Baltimore. And Baltimore was favored by a field goal or whoever it was. And I had Baltimore. I got the game wrong. But Kansas City, I mean, when the machine parts were working and clicking on offense and defense and special teams, they were just world beaters. But this year, the Super Bowl loser effect jinx is there. And Mahomes has maybe lost an eighth of a step. He's lost a little bit of arm strength. And their defense is taking a big step back. And I said this on the other video that defenses can't keep that pace up year after year after year. And Kansas City was never known for a defensive team anyway. They just had the gelled pieces all at one time, and and it paid off for them when they needed it. But now they need it again, and it's just not there. But neither is Baltimore. Baltimore's defense has got some problems. For Detroit to gash them like that with that run game in the second half, it's indefensible, and I'm pretty sure Coach Harbaugh knows that. And Lamar Jackson, he's, after another good performance, and Derrick Henry, he fumbled the ball again. I mean, he may be finished. I hate to say, I love the guy, but you can only take that pounding so long, and your body starts breaking down, and you lose that hardness. But 85% of the money's coming in on Kansas City, and using the Fishzhang's line. Ravens minus 2.5. They're a road favorite. Kansas City is a home underdog. They've actually done very well as a home underdog. I'm going against that. Week 1, everybody's all home underdogs this, and we had a couple. We won with them. But for the last 8 years, home underdogs are losing proposition. I don't have the number in front of me, but home underdogs, they just lose now. For 30-some years of my life, in my handicapping life, home underdogs was a great bet. They win 70-some% against the spread. Not so anymore. The handicappers and lines have gotten so sharp, in my opinion, that they've done the job for you. You just got to pick and choose. And now, you may think I'm wasting your time with this, but last week I picked the Dallas Cowboys. They were playing the Chicago Bears. I thought for sure that the odd makers were just jerking with us, because this 0-2 Chicago Bear team, which looked like dog crap. And Dallas actually had looked good in their 2 games, at least on offense. And defense, they went toe-to-toe with Philadelphia, and then they had to go all out to beat the Giants. And I thought, how could the odd makers put Chicago as the favorite? How could they do this? And so I'm not even going to research the game. I'm just going to take the Dallas Cowboys blindly, and I lost. They're doing the job for you. You just got to maneuver. You got to jockey yourself in the right position for the winners. This Baltimore-Kansas City game, I'm not surprised that Baltimore is actually a favorite. One of these teams is going to come out here 1 win and 3 losses. Yeah, there's a 1% chance it could come out as a tie, but we're never going to talk about trying to get a game as a tie. That is ridiculous. I think Baltimore, they were embarrassed in the second half against Detroit, and I know Harbaugh, he's going to tighten up that defense, but Kansas City haven't been running the ball that well anyway. So I don't think they have to worry about the running game. They got to worry about Mahomes starting to catch on fire. That's what they got to worry about. And there's great familiarity between these two teams. They've been beating each other up in the playoffs and the regular season, so they know each other fairly well. It's almost like a division rivalry of sorts. But 85% of the money's coming in on Kansas City. I got to take the Ravens, and I still think Lamar Jackson's better than Patrick Mahomes anyway, and I catch a lot of heat for that, but I just think he's a better quarterback. I just think he's a better runner. I think he's a better passer. And I think he can read the defenses better. I think just Mahomes just got a better all-around squad around him. He's got Kelsey, he's got that tight end. Ravens has Andrews, but I think Kelsey's much, much better. It's just no comparison in my mind. And they both have horses on the offensive lines. I mean, they both have tremendous people that can move people out. So if Baltimore can get their defenses play halfway competently, they should walk away with an easy win. And I mean like 30-16 or something like that. So those are the 5 picks. The Vikings minus 2.5. The Buccaneers plus 3.5. Falcons plus 1. Home underdog. Texans minus 7. And Baltimore minus 2.5. 2 home underdogs. The Buccaneers and the Falcons. And the rest of them are roadies. So that's it. I want everybody to enjoy the games. Because when you say, I wish you luck, I mean, they think you're rooting against someone else or you're rooting against them or whatever. So to avoid all that stuff, enjoy the game. God bless America. God bless the NFL. Long live the NFL. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next video.